To answer your question, Casualty, not just anyone is ZineQuesting. I'm ZineQuesting. Hi, my name is Tony Vicinda. I'm Chief Alchemist over at Plus One EXP. That's at Plus One EXP across all social media platforms. We're a weird little brand that multi-classes in tabletop game design, beard and skincare alchemy, and the Bardic College of Content Creation. This is our ZineQuesting series where every day I look at and back a number of ZineQuest projects that are live right now on Kickstarter. Sometimes look at some other projects or some other platforms. There's some zine stuff happening in other places, but that's where we focus on. This is the most recent set of zines that are live right now on ZineQuest. Some of these are already on our list. Some of these are going to be on our list for tomorrow or later on this week. I love this image, but it's not on my list today. There's some really cool line art, like pen and ink, sticky fingers stuff. Oh, thanks, Gary. You're my favorite ZineQuestee. I don't know if that's like compatible with a ZineQuester, but you're my favorite ZineQuestee. Whatever that means. We're going to find out together. I got this weird little hair doing this thing right there. You guys are going to see it repeatedly. All right. First up, we're going to talk a little bit about Repugnant. It's our RPG. It's live right now. It's doing well. We've actually had a pretty good day. We're trying to get up to $5,000, unlock the stretch goal that we have, or the retch goal, as we like to call them. We want to pop that one off. Right there, that world map of the crust. If you haven't checked it out yet, haven't had a chance to back it, please go take a look at it. You can find that at ttrpg.link/grossrpg. We'll come back and talk about that a little bit more at the end if you have any questions. We named our mascot today. His name is Fartholomew R.E. Pugnant. And so that's his name. We've got a backstory that some users submitted different ideas. We took them in right now. The heaps we're trying to get through are the different heaps of trash and Repugnant. If you go to one of my most recent tweets, or look on Facebook, or go to the Facebook page, you can click on a link in one of the updates. You can tell us what trash should be on the crust and get your name in Repugnant, whether you're a backer or not. It's on the most recent update on the webpage. So if you want to get your name in print in Repugnant RPG, go there and submit some particularly problematic trash that you want us to pop in there. So first and foremost, though, we're going to look at some other people's zines. We're going to look at Fat Self-Care. This one caught my eye the day it came out, and I apologize for it taking so long to get to the top. First of all, I love this image. I love these colors. I'm really critical of how people put font work on their image, and I think they did a really phenomenal job here. Also, Avon has a really kind of personal touch in on this story. This may be, again, as always, I back projects sometimes that you might not be interested. You might be interested in projects that I don't back. If you have a suggestion for a project you want me to look at while we're ZineQuesting, please drop it in the chat wherever you are. I'll look it up. I'll add it to our list today. But me backing a project or not does not mean the project is good or bad. I'm looking for, is it communicating the flavor of it? Is it giving me a clear value proposition, telling me specifically what it is? And what are some other things that I like about it? And so this one caught my idea just on the art alone. It's a very cool concept. You were Rowan, you were fat. Last time you knew your exact weight, it was over 300 pounds. Though that was 6 months ago, and since then you didn't make a point of using a skill. You've decided to spend a day taking care of yourself. You start by getting an early dinner with a sweetheart that spent the night. You and your special someone have a favorite place where they cook the best pancakes in town. You often find yourself there together after a more strenuous evening. And it kind of goes through this little opening play that really wants people to know like that they are loved regardless of their body size. I am somebody who, when I am working out, I weigh, like when I was working out 4 or 5 hours a day in high school and my body was in really good shape, I still weighed around 250 pounds. I could wear a medium t-shirt, but I'm a big guy, and I have problems with my knees. I have other stuff like that. So weight is a constant management process for me. And anybody who is is fat, like it's easy for us to kind of get down on ourselves, and having a solo journaling game that's a reflection around that and a reflection around the need for self-care is, I think, an incredibly important thing. And I really love that this is something that somebody was willing to explore. It's a really cool creator. I really love the story about it. I would really encourage people to go check this project out. We do a thing called $28 28 days where we encourage people to give just $1 to any project that sounds good to them or that they think deserves to exist, even if it's not a game that they would necessarily want. Every day of the month through the course of February, we've been doing it also. We've been doing more than that, but at least $1 or £1 a day for a project helps the creator a whole lot, especially if you share it on social media afterwards. I really like the idea of this project. And here's my thing: whether or not you are down with people's body images or not, like I really don't want to have that conversation. That's not the conversation I'm looking to have. What I am looking to say is everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves to understand the need and importance of taking care of themselves, because emotional, mental, and physical health, regardless of weight, comes from knowing your value as a person. And anything that reinforces the absolute value of an individual is something that I'm 100% going to be behind. And I think other people should be also. And if you can't get behind that, like, I don't know. And not backing this game doesn't mean you're not behind that idea. It may not be a game for you, but like I said, you could back it at $1. I think this is an important conversation for us to have. And I love that this game is exploring that. So please check out Fat Self-Care. It's a cool project. I don't know that I'm interested in the full thing. I really love this project. It would be very personal to me. I don't know how much I would play it. So I'm going to consider whether this is my $1 a day or whether I'm going to come back and back it at the physical level, because that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like solo journal games, I only do at a physical level. So that's kind of the internal conversation I'm having with myself right now, but I've got it on save. I'm very excited about this project. I'd encourage people to go check it out. Next up is Blood Feud. I'm playing Blood Feud on Saturday. If you want to come back and check it out, you can. We're going to watch the video on Blood Feud. This project's doing very well. I was a little worried about their ability to communicate the idea and the value of the game, but I think they ended up doing a really phenomenal job. They're just killing it on Kickstarter right now. Let's watch the video real quick. 30 seconds, right? Sweet, gentle theme. Let's just look at this kind of title image here. It's like very intimate, very beautiful, very evocative image. So this is a Viking game about honor, power, and toxic masculinity. You portray men struggling to uphold honor in the end, and you will see the struggle that cost them both them, and what that struggle costs both them and their communities. So every move that you can make in this GM-less game is a power move. Like you can only do things that help you assert dominance and power over other people. There is no ability for you to offer something up in vulnerability or anything else. So those are the only moves you can make in the game. And it's an exploration of kind of encouraging critical discussions around how and why men behave certain ways that they do both now and historically. It's power specifically over men, how you earn it, what you have to do to keep it, and most importantly, what you do with it. And I love this because there's a conversation around like whether or not toxic masculinity is an authentic expression of masculinity or not. There's a conversation around what that does. It's diceless, so it really is just a narrative storytelling game. I'm trying to find, if you are a female or non-binary player who would like to come and play with us, I would invite you to. It's going to be a really safe space. You'll be very honored. We have a couple of men who are going to play, but I'd really like to have a little bit more diverse of a gender crew on this one. So if you're ever interested in streaming and want to come and explore this conversation with us, this Saturday we're playing noon Eastern time. I'm really excited about this game. This game is going to be a physical back for me without hesitation. Any game we cover, we also back in print. It's part of what we do. We give away copies, but we give them away to other people on the streams in the future. Not while the games are live, because we want people to go back them, but as they're going to print, we'll give away a couple copies of the game in the future. So we will have this, but I would encourage you to go back it if it sounds good. So it's a really, really cool concept. The art is gorgeous. The layout's good. The team has done a lot of really solid work, working with a lot of consultants and other people to make sure this is a solid game, a solid conversation. I know a lot about it. I'm really well informed about this game particularly. I love the feedback that they've gotten from play testers. I think that's a big part of being able to actually like share it and successfully. So this is a complicated theme. These people are sharing it across language. The creative team, Blackfisk, has some other really cool stuff out. I really would encourage you guys to go check out Blood Feud or come back and watch us play this Saturday. If you guys are watching out there, you have games you want me to talk about, toss them down, and I'm happy to chat about them. All right. So Reliquary, I'm already backing this game. I'm already backing this game because it's made by a buddy of mine, Gordy Murphy, over from the Brain Trust. Hey, it's Peter. Peter's gonna be there with us. I'm looking forward to playing with y'all also too. It's a super Blood Feud is a really great project. I'm really excited it was part of ZineQuest this year. I'd really love to see more stuff in its vein in the future on ZQuest or not. But let's move on to Reliquary. It's a tabletop role-playing game about wanderers exploring a vast megastructure tens of million years in the future. So if you like Microscope, if you like world-building games, if you like the exploration of themes and worlds beyond space and time, you're going to like Reliquary. It's GM-less, about exploration, collaboration. The last vestiges of humanity are spread out along the coil, a megastructure built over the course of multiple lost civilizations. 2 to 4 players will build a coil unique to your play session, and then search through the remains of what you build. Reliquary is designed to be played either as a one-shot or as a larger campaign where you explore multiple layers of the coil. Hey, Grid Shock. Actually, I needed to make sure I go back and talk about you guys, the changes you guys made to your games. Remind me that I want to do that on Wednesday or Thursday, because I do want to make sure I give you guys a little bit more support also too. I've already backed this game. I love world building games. I think world building games are also an excellent foray for non-role players into RPGs. We've seen a bunch of really good ones this ZineQuest so far. We've covered a couple of them. I know we're going to get Gordy on hopefully in the future to play the coil also too. So you live in the city of Vask. You explore things, but let's look at this art. Like, look at the kind of mind-blowing, like, MC Escher, broad scale, like, sense of depth that shading and that hatching creates in this little section right here that you can't see me pointing at. This little section right here. Love it. I've been seeing this character just in chats and other stuff for weeks now. I'm just stoked about whatever this person is. It reminds me a little bit of Vast as the Dark, some similar themes, but very different approaches to the idea. So again, I would absolutely check it out. I think this is a phenomenal game. I think Gordy's done a really bang up job on it. Everything about it, both the fact that it's world building, the art, everything else is solid. Let's see if it's gotten an update since we've pulled it up earlier. 828, $400 from the goal. First day. Let's get it across the finish line today. It ends on Thursday. Good to know, Grid Shock. Remind me on Wednesday to talk about the changes you guys have made. No, I may not be doing ZineQuesting on Wednesday. Message me after this. Let's make sure we get you guys a good push before you're done. So this is Reliquary. I'm very excited about it. We're going to talk about Coiled Space. Let's watch the video. I've been excited about Coiled Space. It's been on my list since I saw it. I think this game pushes ZineQuest projects to the edge of what you possibly could and still be considered a ZineQuest project formally, and I love the way they've done that. If I can get the video to play. Can I get the video to play? All right. I normally give people a minute. I'm loving, like, the soundscaping on this is keeping me engaged. I would have loved just some text overlays on this to tell me what's happening in the pictures. But let's cruise through a couple parts here. The theme is, at the end of the universe, there will be a harvest. Aether Corp congratulates you, brave employee, on making it through your rigorous training program. We're glad that you've managed to retain most of your bodily organs, higher brain functions, delete if applicable, with minor anomalies entwined in your valuable genetic code. We're proud to offer you the use of a ship, which got all these various kind of breakdowns of it. Return with a full complement of coils to prolong our time in this corner of the Aether and be highly rewarded. Should you spaghettify or otherwise due to the utterly uncontrollable universe-spanning anomalies, fear not. We'll send your successor out immediately to continue your diligent operation. This is a very cool game. So here's what it caught my eye originally. It's a 1 to 4 player journaling RPG. It's also kind of pushing really into the feel of almost being a board game, which I'm loving seeing because again, part of my goal is I want to trick board game people into start playing RPGs. Like, I'm convinced that any game out there right now, board game that people are spending a couple $100s on because it's got a lot of miniatures and it's kind of dungeon crawly or hex mappy or other things like that, those people actually just really want to be playing RPGs and don't know that they could be doing it for a whole lot less money. It may not feel that way during ZineQuest, but think about the amount of games you're getting for the $200-ish you might spend during ZineQuest, or $30 you're going to spend during ZineQuest, is significantly higher than what they're going to get for one board game with a lot of plastic and dip dads thrown in. Which your art's great, like I love all those things, but games like Coiled Space, like Grasping Nettles, like Torque are really pushing people into like kind of this crossover space between board games and RPGs, and I'm really loving kind of having some tools to help bridge that gap. So think Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy mixed with a tinge of Paranoia RPG, great combo. I love the look of everything here, right? Like there's enough going on that I'm not 100% sure I've really picked up the essentials. There's a step-by-step guide for all their updates or their things like that. They're doing a lot of explaining here. I just wish some of that had been in the video, like just some overtext, but you're going to need kind of writing implements, a couple different sets of polyhedral dice, 4 6-sided dice, to kind of take your character on this journey of gathering up coils to extend your time in the Aether and help expand civilization. It's got a little bit of a 4X feel to it. I love what they're doing here with the big full breakout like poster. I think more people should be doing that. I love the cheat sheets to help you kind of guide your way through it. Like the information design on this is very smart. For me, this is absolutely either like a go all and get physical or back it for $1 level. You can get a postcard with tables and orbital marks, basic rules on the website. So you get a little play aid here to kind of help you play with the print and play. You can get a digital copy of the finished zine. For me, like I said, it's all going to be all about the print version. This is actually pretty inexpensive for what it's offering you on that print level. So I think that's kind of a no-brainer, unless shipping's killer. I'll come back and look at that. £6, it's not bad. But this is Coiled Space. I'm super excited about it. I love what it's doing. I love the fact that it's solo up to 4 players. So go check it out. Oh, I opened it twice. Horrors of the Sepulchre. We got another video here. Lots of videos today. Let's check it out. Oh my gosh, apparently my internet went out at some point. Let me reload and hit play again. Why I have to find a fucking killing machine in all the time. Will you catch a life? Lay a bullet and separate your fucking spine. When I'm in your fight, there's a piece of my life every fucking time. The barrel grounds tonight, and I watch you fucking die. I used to have an Animoto subscription. You drop in pictures or images and you drop in music and it helps kind of sync them all up. That video was made with Animoto. You should always pay whatever it costs to get that off the edge of your screen. However, I also know that people are oftentimes running ZineQuest to make money because they don't have the money to do it. That music did go hard. Classic Horrors. Horrors of the Sepulchre is an old school RPG zine created in the tradition of the classic module Tomb of Horrors. But it's made for the BX sweet spot of player characters level 4 to 7. So Tomb of Horrors, if you're not familiar with it, because it's experienced some popularity as with the re-release in 5th edition. It's cleaned up a little bit. The BX version of it is nutty and makes very little sense. And when you're talking about BX basic expert D&D characters, it was hard. It was a hard survive. For 5th edition characters, especially at levels 4 to 7, it's really not. Things are a lot more world breaking now, and so I'm interested to see what Horrors of the Sepulchre did because I love Tomb of Horrors, even though historically I don't actually think is a really well written. I'm not the zine godfather. That's Phil Reed. I'm more like the zine acolyte of the Godfather, Neon Lords. I will accept the title of zine acolyte. or zine evangelist. So what's in its evil pages? 1-page introduction, wicked traps to avoid, fearsome bad guy, monsters to hack her out, smart, awesome treasures, a chance for glory or infamy. All that's in the module mentioned above. I would love to see a mock-up on this. I'm digging this art. I like what they did with the tones and the colors here. It's a dungeon of suck, says Vance the playtester. Which, hey, if you got like quote people, like even if it's only playtesters, like that's fine. That actually means a lot to me, just that playtesters want to say something about it. I was happy to see the slimy water because it was better than the fire and the shit. 28 pages, white interior, full color cover, professionally bound and stapled on premium paper. If we hit 2,500 in funding, the illustrated mini book will be 8 pages instead of 4. Which means even more awesome Del Tagierler artwork. Tune clip of Recoil from their old death metal band Execution. Love it. I would want to see a couple of layout pages on this. I've got Saved Hit. If anybody knows Horrors of Sepulchre creator, I'd love to see a page or two of layout. I like the art. I like a lot of things about this. I'm actually pretty down to back, at least at a PDF level. But I really just would love to see a page of layout that might get me up to the physical level. So that's where I'm at right now. We're just going to hold on and we'll come back and check it to see if it shows up. I've been so excited to talk about this game. I need to play this game. I've messaged back and forth with the creator a little bit. I was first introduced to this game. It's on day one. It's already at $2,500. It's going to just kill it. I was in an OSR group, an old school Renaissance group, and somebody was like, "Do you want to check out my upcoming game for ZineQuest?" And I said, "Absolutely," because I'm an addict. And so this person, they messaged me and they said, "It's called Little Katie's Tea Party." And I was like, "Little Katie's Tea Party, an OSR module?" And they were like, "No, Little Katie's Tea Party, a tea drinking indie tabletop RPG game about doing your best to help a girl grow up." It makes me so happy. And I'm going to hit play on this video now.
A pair of big white ears are climbing the hill, moving at the pace of a tingling percussion. They slow down once they arrive close to the tea party. The bear in the shiny armor points to an empty seat with his furry claw.
"Welcome, my friend. Please, have a seat."
Thank you, Sir Teddy. A good host as ever. Time hasn't changed you.
The rabbit replies. Then the shepherd's doll lowers her gaze in disappointment.
Should we wait for anybody else?
She's looking for Bot, but last time we were all together, Katie seems afraid of him. I cannot disagree after what he did. I don't think he will come. Tambourine leans forward.
So I will ask the question since no one else will.
A gloom and sad look is cast upon their faces.
Where is Katie? What happened to her?
Lola breaks the silence after taking a long sip of tea.
The child grows up, and we are left behind. The real question is, what did she become?
This is what torments each of us, Lola. But we stayed with her. As long as we could.
All right, I gave it a little bit of extra time. So I also made it bigger specifically so that we could maybe get a little taste of the subtitles on there. I don't know how well that worked or came across. So you are playing as imaginary friends. It's created by Eduardo, I'm going to mispronounce his last name, Nuclear Manatee on Twitter. About imaginary friends having a tea party. They're trying to figure out what they did to help Katie was really best for her while she was growing up and encountering her as the woman as the adult woman she became. You're at a tea party, but Katie isn't there. You recall the moments from her childhood that you stood with her, the difficult ones. What happened to Katie? Were you able to guide her through childhood, the kind of toll protecting her had acquired? What choices were the choices always best for her? You'll play to answer those questions. The actual drinking of the tea at the table, like everybody needs a teacup to play, like or a coffee mug or whatever. And you'll drink tea to resolve conflicts that arise. And so there's a ritual component. You don't have to like keep a certain amount of tea in your cup or anything else like that. You can also play it with any liquid. It's the most adorable concept ever. It's the most adorable ZineQuest so I gave Endless Banquet's most adorable art, maybe a little bit premature, but this is the most adorable game concept of the thing. And here's a little how to play, right? make some tea, choose a scenario, talk safety, create characters, create sources of discomfort, play a scene, kind of go through this like repetitive process of seeing what happens, then go for it. This is a cool game. If you play more than 3, a 4th or 5th player comes in. One will be a shade. So one will be the friend. One person will play as Katie. One will be the shadow that will manifest discomfort. The shade will help the shadow. The companion will play as their character, just not as the protagonist. It's just a really cool concept of talking about how imaginary and childhood friends and stuffed animals help you as you grow up, and the impact that those conversations you have with those creatures influences the outcome in your life, or the outcome of Katie's life if you didn't have any imaginary friends when you were growing up. Got a tabletop simulator model up. We're gonna play this game on stream. I'm super excited about it, but this art is just like gorgeous and amazing, and I love it. Look at the mock-up. So cool, so cool. Let's look at some of the pledge levels. The essentials, Little Kitty's Tea Party etiquette, and then there's kind of a complete version, etiquette and selection. So there's 2 books you can end up getting. I got to come back and see if we can do this. I got to look at my budget to see if I can do Tea Party complete. We'll at least be doing etiquette level. Anyways, this might seem like a weird add-on. I really am excited about this game. I'm really looking forward to it. You should check it out. It's doing well. It's going to fund well. But this is a really cool creator who I've gotten a chance to interact with a little bit. I'm super excited about the concept of this game. It was not at all what I was expecting when I hopped into an OSR group and a guy was like, do you want to check out my game? So yeah, it just went up a whole lot. Thanks, guys. I can't remember if we talked about the Million Islands of Doom yet or not. So I put it back on, cause it's got some art now. I put a couple games back on that have art that didn't have art before. Million Islands, our friend John Battle Bats is helping out with this one, just with some of the art and some of the other pieces. It's a Swedish creator. They're using Nate Trim's Hex Kit to do some of the artwork and world for this. But it's Million Islands. It's an adventure zine compatible with any system you can get your hands on. It's just a bunch of different islands that you could end up on. You can use it as a hex crawl. You could use it in a narrative piece. You could use it in a lot of different ways. But it's also got art from Evelyn. It's got art from additional map illustrations from Dyson Logos, like phenomenal artists who are coming in on this and just doing some really amazing things. Bats, like I said, is helping co-author this. It's just really great tool for DM if you're doing a pirate game or a travel. Yes, Evelyn Moreau art is mixed in there. Absolutely. But it's a great mix of artists. That's the cool thing. But their styles are all fusing together really, really, really well. And so I'm very excited about that. Here's a couple of the different pages and elements you can check out. Crystal Drug. In the top left corner of the map, there's a contamination of crystals. A special substance acts as a drug. When you taste the crystals, like pop rocks in the ridges of your brain, you exist within the mind of whoever or whatever the crystals grew from. Then a crystal grows from your head. If someone tastes that crystals, they can exist within your head, and the cycle continues. It's this ongoing mimetic loop of crystal drug hits is an item that's just in this game, and like that you can drop in the corner of your map. Like, it's very cool, very heady stuff. I'm super excited about it. I've already got this one on follow. This were kind of like later in ZineQuest, a lot of stuff's on follow. I make a lot of last minute, like last 48-hour decisions in ZineQuest at this point, because I've usually worked through a lot of my budget, and I'm kind of just playing the game. This one will get it back at some level. I just don't know which one yet. Aether Operations. We got to play this the other night on stream with my good buddy Alex, but also my good buddies Adam, and Will from the Brain Trust. It's a psychedelic RPG adventure in an art-forward unfolding format as part of ZineQuest 3. I'm going to hit play on this video, but we're just going to keep on talking. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I want you guys to see these visuals. It's all very weird. I love it. If this is terrifying you, that's okay. It should be a little bit. This says Aether Operations here on the side. You just can't really read it. Watch the unfold here. They're just shooting up from you guys backing it. Good job. All right. None of that made any sense. You might thinking either I love this or I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah. So this is Aether Operations. It's Floating Chairs putting it out. It's designed by World Champ Game Co. Aether Operations is a tabletop role-playing game where players embody a manipulator from one of the 4 quantum realms: spirit, brain, bone, or meat. And you embody everything about that realm. So if you're the manipulator of the spirit realm, you're pure spirit. Brain, you're pure brain. Bone, you're pure bone. Meat, you're pure meat. And so you say what your character looks like, but they look like whatever they are from in their realm. And then you travel those 4 realms, and there's this process for establishing what's there. But basically, there are these problems. Things are going wrong in the realms, and they're just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And no matter what you do, even the good things you do tend to not improve the overall situation of the realms. There's a vague conversation about climate change happening in there also too. You will, if I hadn't said that out loud and you go back to this game, you will never know that from playing it, but it's there. We've got our actual play up on the channel if you want to go check it out. youtube.com/+1exp. It's an absolutely cool, heady game where the other day they cleansed the relic of the Dustbuster of the Void that was interrupting the vibrations of the spirit realm. And at one point, the manipulator of meat stretched themselves thin across the entire surface of the spirit realm, and then pulled using their meat powers 2 areas together. And you just do that. You just like say those things, and you're like, I summon my skeletal retinue, utter a prayer to the Bone Lord, and then I try to fracture the Dream Eater. Normal things to say in the course of the game. It's all the art's beautifully done. It's all sticky finger stuff. It's been digitized, so it's painted and hand done. It's beautiful, gorgeous stuff. But this one's actually going to be a zine that like an A5 size that will unfold at least that many times, maybe one more time, and end up being a 19 by 27 poster size double-sided image that you can use to go through the zine. Here's our actual play. If you want to go check it out, look how excited Will is to be playing. Look at the beautiful look on my face. Hit subscribe on that, guys. Come on, hit subscribe. Playlist for playing through the game. I'm not going to hit any of those because I don't want to do it. I love when people do this also. I've only seen it on 2 or 3. Grid Shock has it on there. This has it on there. I see very few playlists. We should see more playlists. I think we should. Fulfillment's all through Floating Trail. All the other things you may want to know. The team, pieces like that. It's just cool, super cool project. Really, really cool things within the ZineQuest format. If you haven't checked it out yet, please go do. Another one I just want to bring back to your attention, The Gardener is Dead. I'd dinged this one for not having any art on its page. It's a first-time creator. They were getting things ready to go, but look at the art they've added here. These are some gorgeous elements. Basically, it's a solo journaling game. The previous gardener is dead. The gardener before them is dead. You're a gardener now, gardening in this greenhouse where all these dead spirits roam, and dealing with stuff. And you should go check out this game. We've already talked about it. I'm not going to talk about it again, but there's more art. So I said I'd give him another shout out, and I'm going to. That's weird, Grid Shock. Your embed no longer works. It was cool while it lasted. That's not a ZineQuest project. Okay, so people are going to have mixed feelings about this. I don't think you should. I think this is a good thing. Steve Jackson Games is doing a ZineQuest project. Phil Reed slipped me the preview of this. It is 2 things. I'm gonna back this one. I'm about to back it at physical. I'm gonna back it for both. I love studios and game design companies getting in on ZineQuest. I like backing first-time creators, but I also know what that company is doing is actually bringing their audience to ZineQuest and giving attention to the event, and I appreciate that. And not everybody necessarily is going to think this is something that they should be doing, but I do. I like it. I would love to hear your thoughts about it in the chat. But I mean, like at 280 backers, they're at $6,000. This is actually a pretty low backer to money comparison compared to some of the stuff that they're doing. So they're probably getting a lot of PDF, but the layout's good. Phil Reed, who is, I think, the actual godfather Zines is the CEO at Steve Jackson Games. Does a lot of solo projects and didn't do one this year, but they did do one for this. There's some articles they haven't produced or that they published over time. It's kind of this potpourri of things that they used to put out in print that they brought back, as well as some new stuff that's never been printed. And then the 1976 Ogre playtest booklet, which is really cool. If you like tactical tabletop warfare games, being able to go back and have this artifact represented in this kind of classic style is very cool. It's very cool. I like this. I think people should go check out the project. If nothing else, to see a cool concept. Like, if you don't want to back it, that's okay. But go check it out just to see a cool concept of what you might do with content you already have. Now, they've got a ton of add-ons, tons of other ways that they can, help monetize this with other projects and products they have. But they're just doing some really cool stuff with it. And I like it. By the way, this game Gelatinous is very, 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 very fun game. I've got it actually right here. It's a cool dice game that started out as a personal project for Phil, and then ended up being a company project because it just had a lot of legs on it. And so, anyways, that's this one. Let's see what else here. This is not a Kickstarter project. This is an Oink game project, but I love Oink games. So I was just looking at this for me. But Oink Games has a Kickstarter right now. They're killing it. It's 3 little box games. Oh yeah, and then this one, and this is I think going to be the last one unless people have one to do. Okay, so Josh, that's a good point. So they waited till the end. Right. And that was intentional on their part. Like they also didn't run a 2-week campaign. They also didn't make a big deal about it in the ZineQuest community. They have not gone into small zine communities and been like, check out our ZineQuest project. They're using their current list, their email list, their previous backers, and that's who they're marketing to it, which is how they are bringing other people to the ZineQuest conversation, which is why I think it's a great thing for them to be doing. Short project, like I think 4 or 5 days, and waiting until the end to do it and not promoting it in a lot of other communities. Oh, Egg wants to say something to me. Hold on. I'm going to pull this out over here. Oh, sorry. This is a different Egg than I thought. I just want to, Egg Embry is a great reviewer out there. I just wanted to make sure they weren't trying to get my attention about a project. This is Gene Desk. I haven't looked at this project at all, but yeah, I think it's great that they waited till the end. Oh, this is all in French. Hold on. Let's go down here. If it's only in French, that's going to be a problem. I won't be able to do anything about it. Let's see if I English this. Does it do anything? If I French this, does it do anything? Nope. It just changes the base command. So then we have to consider there are ways to do bilingual campaigns, and we have to consider how we do them. I would love to talk about this project. I can't. It's in French. It looks really cool. It is listed as being an apocalyptic dust punk game. I don't know what that is. It looks cool. If you speak French, if you're in the Quebecois, go check it out, right? So that's what we got today. If you have not yet backed Repugnant, I would really appreciate. I'm going to refresh because I'm a sucker. I would appreciate it if you did, even for $1. Also, right now, if you go to our most recent update, you can tell us trash you want to have appear in the game, whether that's giant old playground equipment that they can dive in, like a McDonald's play place that's been dumped in the middle of the crust and that they've got to go down into, or whether it's tiny little cans Sarah Brunt put in a old tuna can that's been used as an ashtray, and so it smells like tuna and tar. And I love that. I would love to hear what kind of trash you guys have in your wicked minds. If you just click on this most recent updates, go to the most recent one, and then you click this link right here, Let's Talk Trash Table Survey. You can hit start. Tell me what size your trash is, or if it's not any particular size, because maybe it's a gas or a liquid or something else. Then you tell me what it is. And then you hit OK. And then if you want to tell me who you are, so I can credit you, or how you want to be credited if we pick your trash. And then that's it. And then you can go check out Repugnant on Kickstarter afterwards. You can also share it online on these different platforms after you've done it, which will help other people discover the game, but also potentially gets your name in the book. So if you have not yet generated some trash, please do. We're trying to get up to our next stretch goal, which is a map. It'll be an 11 by 17 map. It'll fold up. It'll fit inside the book when it's all folded up. But we're hoping to work with Kyle Latino on that, who did the Old Roads map project, and just started that conversation with Kyle. That's the plan right now. John does awesome art, but map work is a different type of work, and we really want a cool place that you guys can play around in and can explore the world of the crust on a more intentional level. And so we're gonna stretch out. That's why we made it a stretch goal. If you have not gone and generated some garbage yet, like I said, just go click on the last update that we put out. It's right here. We named our mascot today. His name is Fartholomew, R.E. Pugnant. We combined a couple people's suggestions on things in order to get there. Go watch that video, and we'll be putting it out because we want to find the people, because I forgot to ask for a credit page on that survey. On Wednesday, we're going to make some monsters, so we'll be putting it out. We put out a whole set of monsters and fiends that we've already created, but we want to know what other fiends you guys want us to create. You guys can submit ideas and items to be just fiendish parts of the world. And then we are going to also be playing it later on this week. I think on Thursday, we're going to be playing some Repugnant. We're going to play a varied form of Down the Yetchi's Hole, which is the one-shot adventure that we've already unlocked as a stretch goal. So that'll be live on Thursday night. And then we've got a big reveal on Friday. I want to tell you guys about it so bad. I really want to tell you all about it, but I can't. Not like I've broken so many of our own rules around when and how we share things, but I haven't yet done it. So like I said, I would love for us to get there. I will say this: what this last thing is going to do is going to make you be like, I just want all the things. And here's my deal: if you want all the things, if you're like looking at this and you're like, look, I want the game, I want the chits, I want the print of the Yetchi's Hole, I want the world map, I want all this stuff. I want this game to fund. I want that t-shirt. I want this box. I want the thing that I'm not going to tell you about that we're going to reveal on Friday. And I want some custom art from John DeCampos. Go check out the Wanton Waste Lord's Wad. It's a lot of money, but you get everything, and then you get some things that you can't get any other way. In addition to that, you get custom character art by John. You get to work with me on an upcoming adventure module that we're going to be doing for it. You get your name and your images and your other stuff dropped into the game. It's a really, really cool level. It is a lot of money. If you don't have that right now, that's fine. If you know people in Texas who you think would enjoy the game, if you know people in California, if you know people in Portland and they have power and water and lights again and can resume their normal lives, and you want to share the project with them, feel free to. That was a lot of my friends who could not last week do it, so I've been reminding them about it, but also letting them know if they've got other stuff going on. If they can't afford a game right now, don't worry about it. Like, take care of themselves. And take care of each other before you worry about backing a silly little game that we're making. We'll have more stuff available later. But if you can, please do. If you can't back, at least share. If you found value in the ZineQuesting series we've done and the reviews we've shared, anything else like that, I would really appreciate you guys just helping get the word out about Repugnant. ttrpg.link/grossrpg is the best way to do that. And kick in some of your trash. We'd love to have you be a part of the world that we're building. We'll have a monster survey, like I said, going out later on this week. But thank you guys so much. It's been so great. We've got just a few more days of ZineQuesting left. You know, think about it. We're getting close to the end of the month. I'll probably go a couple days in March, just because we'll have a few projects we want to cover on those first few days. We are right now, let's see, let's look at Bone Chant's blog. Panda Atheist, Bonebox Chant. I want to view all posts. Let's see where we're at as far as the most recent updates on just numbers. This is boneboxchant.wordpress.com. If you search Bonebox Chant, it'll come up. ZineQuest 2021. All right, here's the deal. Currently, these are the top ranked zines by the number of backers right here. By the number of dollars right here. We had our first zine break $100,000. We've got Through Oltan's Door at $50,000. Fantastic Longing for Adventure. I don't even think I've looked at yet. And it's killing it. 8 days to go. I did look at this project the other day. I need to come back and look at this project some more. It's killing it. Vast in the Dark did well. Realms of Para, Apothecaria, Lighthouse at the Edge of the Universe, What We Give to Alien Gods of the Drain, Desert Moons of Karth. And we've still got games coming in and launching and all these other things in the middle of all this. There's a lot of really cool projects going on. Currently, though, we've got, I'm just looking for the big top numbers. We've got mid 300 zines, right? So, sorry, early 300s. So we got 325 total number of zines, 724 funded. Percentage of zines funded is 84.31%. Now, I realize some of those zines are still active and going, so that number will probably go up a little bit, though not every zine funds. We still have zines who haven't launched. I think we're going to top out over 350, but we'll see what the next couple of weeks hold. Again, I'm super excited about it. We're also in the process of setting up our conversation with Anya from Kickstarter and a couple other people, including Ben from Panda Atheists and Jill DeSimone, who's really awesome creator, to talk about ZineQuest past, present, and future in March, to talk a little bit more about what's up and coming. So, and again, anything we can do for you, find us at +1EXP online, and super excited to talk about it. If you have other projects you want us to cover later on this week, Grid Shock, make sure you drop me a message. I want to make sure we take care of you guys and do justice for you, help you out in every way we can. Until next time, my name's Tony Vicinda, and I'll be ZineQuesting. Let's jam out on some music. Let's put some of them tunes back on.